dead.
Don't touch her!
Invincible Season 3 Episode 8 Recap, Mark's ultimate battle against Conquest. Hello, everyone, welcome back to the channel Movie Creepers. Season 3 of Invincible has been nothing short of intense, with Episode 8 delivering an emotional roller coaster and an all-out battle. In the previous episode, Angstrom Levy had been causing havoc, gathering a fleet of alternate reality marks and throwing Earth into chaos. This episode picks up the pieces and delivers some major twists that fans of the series have been eagerly waiting for. Before we jump into the exploration, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on future videos, end quote. Thank you. Let's begin.
Eat one, you old sack of turds!
Oliver's first major battle. The episode opens with Oliver's near-death experience as he tries to help Mark fight Conquest. For those who may not remember, Oliver is Mark's younger brother, and this is his first major involvement in superhero battles. Initially, Oliver feels confident about his abilities and joins Mark and Conquest in the fight, but his confidence is shattered almost immediately when he realizes just how powerful Conquest is. Conquest, a Viltrumite warrior, is everything Mark has struggled to defeat: relentless, strong, and utterly merciless. As Oliver gets knocked down and nearly ripped in half by Conquest, Mark is forced to intervene. Even though Mark is barely hanging on after his brutal battle with Angstrom and the army of alternate versions of himself, he does everything he can to protect his brother. In a scene that tests Mark's limits, he continues to fight Conquest, trying to keep the villain distracted and focused on him. It's clear that Mark is doing this not just to protect Earth, but because he knows how dangerous Conquest can be. Eve's defiance and desperate rescue. In a heartbreaking moment, Eve, who has been recovering from her own injuries, decides to defy her parents and doctors and rushes to Mark's aid. It's not just about her love for Mark, but about the bigger picture. She cannot stand by while the world she's fighting for is destroyed. She arrives just in time to witness Mark being tortured by Conquest, who recreates a horrifying scene from Mark's past. Conquest pushes Mark through an entire city, turning innocent civilians into a brutal mix of blood, bones, and bodies, showing no mercy. Eve's heart breaks as she realizes the scale of the destruction Conquest is causing. When Eve finally joins the fight, she's horrified to see Mark nearly lifeless, and the last thing she wants is to lose him. But in a tragic twist, Conquest turns his rage on Eve. The moment he tears through Eve's body and rips her apart, it feels like the ultimate low for Mark. He watches in agony as Eve dies in his arms, which ignites a furious rage inside him. He may be battered, broken, and on the verge of collapsing, but Mark refuses to give up. This is his breaking point, and Conquest is about to find out just how far Mark will go to protect those he loves. Conquest's fatal monologue. And this is where things take a fascinating turn. Conquest, in his arrogance, begins to monologue about his life as a Viltrumite warrior. He talks about how he's been forced to hold back in past conquests, but here on Earth, he is allowed to unleash his full power. Conquest revels in the pain and suffering he causes, claiming that it makes his victory all the more satisfying. But there's a twist to his words that makes him vulnerable. Conquest admits that he's a victim of his own success. He's so powerful that even other Viltrumites fear him, leaving him isolated and lonely. His name, he says, is his purpose. And with that realization, he accepts his fate. While Conquest is lost in his monologue, Eve, who isn't truly dead, comes back with a vengeance. After having unlocked the full potential of her powers through the near-death experience, she burns Conquest's skin off, demonstrating just how far her abilities have grown. With Eve giving him a second wind, Mark gathers all his remaining strength and lands the final blow. He smashes Conquest's head with his own, ensuring the villain can no longer harm anyone. It's a brutal and satisfying end to a character that's been terrorizing Mark and Earth for far too long. Aftermath of Conquest's defeat. Once the battle is over, Mark and Eve are left to pick up the pieces. Eve, despite her injuries, is miraculously alive, her powers having healed her after pushing past her mental barriers. Mark, though physically broken, is overjoyed to know that his love has survived. The two of them have faced the worst and come out the other side, but there's still work to be done. The episode shifts to the aftermath of Conquest's defeat. While Mark and Eve recover, Cecil has a new challenge on his hands. He visits the morgue, showing Mark the remains of Conquest's body. However, in a move that fans have come to expect from Cecil, he doesn't
destroy the body.
Instead, he has it stored away in a secure location, ready to be studied. Cecil's reasoning is simple. Conquest may be dead now, but the Viltrumite threat isn't over. And there's a lot to learn from the fallen warrior. It's a decision that will no doubt come back to haunt them all.
I am changing my name from Rudy to Rex.
Rex's funeral and Rudy's tribute. The episode also introduces a tragic and bittersweet moment with Rex's funeral. Rex, one of the most beloved and controversial characters in the series, has died, leaving a massive void in the team. His death serves as a reminder of how dangerous the world of Invincible truly is. The ceremony is attended by Mark, Eve, the Guardians of the Globe, and the team, who mourn the loss of a hero despite his many flaws. Rex's legacy is carried on by Rudy, who decides to take up Rex's name to honor his fallen friend, ensuring that Rex is never forgotten. It's a small but important gesture that underscores the bonds between the characters. The Sequid Invasion. Meanwhile, there's a bigger threat lurking. The Sequid Invasion has begun. A new and terrifying enemy has emerged, with Sequid-possessed individuals planning to take over Earth. The final moments of the episode show this new menace preparing to unleash chaos on the planet, making it clear that the battle for Earth is far from over. Battle Beast's resurrection and Angstrom's plans. In space, we see the return of Battle Beast, who has been resurrected by a mysterious alien
Force.
He is brought back to life after an intense battle, which hints that he might play a significant role in the upcoming conflict. Along with this, Angstrom's story is far from finished. The technicians, who repaired his hand, have big plans for him, aiming to create a new world built on chaos and destruction.
At risk. I won't hesitate to kill them.
Mark's no-kill policy ends. The closing moments set up even more uncertainty for the future. Mark, who has grown emotionally and physically stronger through his struggles, decides that he will no longer hold back. His no-kill policy is officially over. Mark has seen the horrors that can be unleashed when enemies like Conquest and the Viltrumites are allowed to roam free, and he knows that he must do whatever it takes to protect Earth and the people he loves, even if it means crossing lines he once swore he wouldn't.
Of conjuring him here.
Damien Darkblood's return. Finally, the mid-credits scene teases the return of Damien Darkblood, the demon detective who was banished to Hell by the Global Defense Agency. He's been plotting his return to the mortal realm, and his presence suggests that things are about to get even darker for Mark and the world he's trying to protect. Looking ahead, what's next for Mark and Earth? Season 3, Episode 8 has raised the stakes for Invincible, showing just how much the heroes have been pushed to their limits. With Conquest's death, the Sequid Invasion, and the continued threat of the Viltrumites, Mark's fight for Earth is far from over. As the series moves forward, it's clear that the future holds more challenges, heartbreak, and power struggles than ever before. This episode has proven that Mark Grayson's journey is only just beginning, and the real fight is still ahead. What did you think of the episode? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe for more updates.
Thank you.